We return to North Wales for part 2 of our narrow gauge steam railway feature. I am your host, Isambard Inkblot, and I am joined by my assistant, Rocky. In this installment, we continue coverage of Awdry Extravaganza 5. Previously, we commandeered Peter Sam's television train to help us make this film. On the second day, however, we were in search of a diesel locomotive. One of the workhorses of the Talyllyn Railway is a diesel loco called Alf, which originally worked inside a coal mine for the National Coal Board. Alf is famed for being very reliable, often rescuing steam locos when they get into trouble. However, Alf has a top speed of 9 miles an hour and no roof. Because of its role in rescuing stalled trains, and it's green, the locomotive is sometimes called a Thunderbird, so Rocky and his mother decided to wear, that to the railway. On this weekend, however, Alf was away on Sodor, and Fred came for a visit to take his place. Fred's clutch and transmission gave out almost immediately on day 1. Fortunately, the Talyllyn Railway's 2 ex-Royal Navy diesel locos, built by Baggerly in 1984, were on hand, and Tracoon was able to take over. With the standby engine ready to go, international rescue was not needed on this day. The 19th century locomotives are great fun, but now it's time for a more civilized, nice, smooth, modern trip behind one of the line's diesel locomotives.
On rail. Yeah. It was completely dominated by rail transport.
Oh, Albert.
Yeah.
Have we seen that? No, we haven't seen him yet.
Gerry.
Oh, yeah, there's Gerry.
Does Gerry have any of that?
Oh, wow.
Oh, he does!
Shunting off.
Yes, fortunately. So we got the second one. Yeah. Very powerful. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good number!
Yes.
I felt like I was home.
I think
At the far end of the railway, at Abergynolwyn Station, a very special model railway was on display. This is Farquhar Station on Thomas's branch line on the Island of Sodor, but what makes this layout special is the man who made it. Reverend Wilbert Vere Audrey, the author who created Thomas the Tank Engine and the original Railway series books, built this layout to run its shows. The model trains operating on this railway were used to help the book illustrators to draw the characters more consistently. The layout was built to be enjoyed, so when the Reverend handed it over to the Talyllyn Railway, he encouraged them to keep it in working condition. Decades later, Thomas, Toby, Percy, Mavis, and Daisy still run right on time to the delight of all who come to see them, using the original schedule written by the Reverend himself. And Rocky was permitted to let Shelby have a go on the tramway section, making Shelby the first electric tram to do so. Not sure how Toby feels.
Electric indeed, electric indeed, he snorted. He was very hurt.
They say all things that happen at the Awdry Extravaganza are canon to the Railway series, so I suppose Shelby the Interurban of Toledo, Ohio, made her way here for a visit, for some reason. Speaking of model railways, Audrey had a second railway, which is also on display. The narrow-gauge Mid-Sodor Railway, set during the 1930s. This line ran through the mountains of central Sodor, and was only briefly seen in the Railway series books, so a lot of its lore is a mystery. For example, Albert here never appears in the television show, the books, nor is even mentioned. And yet here he is, working on the Mid-Sodor Railway. Eh? Pardon? My assistant tells me there's something to be seen outside. Let's have a look. Oh, Albert? And, Gerry.
Please wait till the train stops.
Oh, ahoy!
Those in the open, please wait till the train stops.
Or is it Scarlowy and Renius in costume? Who's to say? We return to Wharf Station to find another diesel locomotive. This is Rusty, another visitor from Sodor. Ruston and Hornsby is a firm more famous for making tractors, and they used similar methods to make locomotives. I think this even has a tractor seat. Anyways, when new in 1940, Rusty here made a whopping 48 horsepower, which is half the power of a Chevy Spark. However, Rusty is quite special. Rusty was hot-rodded and souped up with a larger engine, and he now makes 53 horsepower. Rocky's Toyota Corolla makes twice that much power. Given that Rusty isn't especially strong, they had to gun it to make it up the hill outside Wharf Station with these three carriages. Right away. It was very entertaining. Although poor old Rusty apparently lost first gear. There was a lot of activity at Wharf Station, and Albert, is it Albert? Is it Scarlowy dressed up as Albert, or is it Albert that... Anyways, the blue one is back, and we got to watch it go up the line again.
you at the exhibition?
Yeah, sadly, I had to leave halfway through.
There was a lot of shunting going on at Wharf Station. It was very fun watching the loose-coupled wagons get moved around. The other Bagley diesel, St. Cadfan's, was very heavily used this weekend and never once gave trouble. Here we are at the closing ceremony. Just about everyone was gathered at Wharf Station, perhaps the biggest crowd there since the railway opened in 1865.
Thomas's legacy.
It was at this exact moment that Rocky foolishly threw out his voice. It would be scratchy and quite unintelligible for the rest of our trip to Britain. Says it was worth it, though.